Favor, away!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Critscast. Got some more Highlander action for you today, but this time it is UGC and is another playoff game. It's actually going to be the semi-final between Feila eSports and Gimme opponents. So yeah, we'll have to just sort of wait and see how they go. I think they'll be going live very soon. Who do you think is going to be like the key players though? Because like I'm thinking there's going to be some interesting players going into this. Although I think they're actually going live now.
Yeah, we are live right now. First mid, we see here TK's rollout. We're trying to put some damage behind that rock, and looks like TF2 is going for an early bomb here. And it gets on the medic, doesn't quite get it though, and a couple of players already being cleaned out on Feila's side.
Yeah, so tries his best there, but just for this first mid, this Highlander Season 31 Platinum product game of Feila versus Gimme opponent, but it's really the first
actually
mid.
Got catched out by Azox as NG of all people.
DGZ trying to go for that NG pick, but not going to be managing to find it. But I've had them regrouping right now, just sort of on this point as Gimme opponent going to be out solidifying their first sort of mid pressure here, as 100% in the bank for Jorge as well. So see if any sacks come in.
Yeah, I mean, they tried to go Feila for pretty aggressive sacks in mid already, it's just that none of them really worked, so they're gonna have to go again. Unforgiven goes for a deep poke, but Singan sees that coming and he's not gonna get it.
Yeah, too used to that spy declick spot there in main, not gonna be finding that unfortunately, but I mean, at the moment, it's got Feila eSports standing pretty passive on this cliff. We've got some sticks on the point actually from a Gowner, or Stan as he's aliased as Gowner it seems, but yeah, both sort of having to back up there. I mean, Fong going down as well, some nice pipes, so pretty slow pace right now. They're sort of slowly taking this time, but I think the demo goes in here.
Yes,
I managed to find it.
Really denied by Bart is there. Oh, the Uber does come out. Was Team Tom forcing it there? And yeah, it looks like Envision is trying to run into them. They're going to pick up the engine sniper there, but Sarah is not going to be there, and she's going to have full Uber advantage now. They're going to maybe try to actually push this now.
Yeah, some decent fadeaway picks there. I mean, getting the sniper there is always going to be pretty good for the just the defense, able to peek it and see when the team's coming in. We've got Rat that's going to be sort of dropping down here. Uber straight in. You'd be trying to just double straight into them. I don't really think the scouts in though. They're already diving so far behind. And Jorge not really pressured too much. Going to be just sort of looking out here. Tertia going down in the meantime though from the heavy. And Asox's mini still doing some work on the side, but they're still managed to hold to this point. They haven't really managed to find any sort of key picks there.
Yeah, it felt like Feila's rest of the team was kind of out of sync with the demo and med who were trying to push forward, and the cleanup coming on really efficiently from Envision.
Yeah, and they lose Zara as well at the end there, so it's going to be going into the respawn queue. 100% as well, again for Jorge, since he hasn't died for such a long time here, and they're going to be going back onto this cliff area. I'm thinking they maybe need to start playing around the sniper a bit more, but Stinghand's going to be well protected, so you have to try and think of some other way of getting in here. Products notably can be quite hard if Sniper's going to be not able to shut down, and also with the flank that's going to be holding off in this connector area as well. So, although I say that, I'm thinking imagine they get Stinkin.
Exactly, Stinger and the pick happening there, and Feila a little bit more confident in getting point time. Stan is doing everything he can to defend it, but they do get the cap, and they actually do get the use as well. Sarah doesn't have though. Envision is going to chase this pretty hard. Piaka doing a good job there, flanking Lancer and catching him out, but the aggression is enough for the Gimme opponent to once again get on point. Oh, with that though, yeah, he gets tortured there. Wow. From Cliff.
Big snipe from him. I think Jorge just getting a bit overzealous on the point there. Going to be peeking his head onto the point and goes down for it. So a really big punish there from Wizard. But Stinghan is still on this China area. Maybe trying to look for a shot in here. We found the demo, so they might delay the push in.
Yeah, oh, Piaka, the last minute effort to get there, and they actually get Uber in time as well, but they're Ubered on the point. I think Borden is trying to stand in there as well, and he died in the last second, so they didn't have anyone to get point time. Very unfortunate.
Yeah, it's a classic Koth ending there with the Ubers on the point and not being able to cap it because you're Ubers. So there we go. First quick round. Gonna be going to Gimme opponent there as this next mid gets underway. Just got some spam across the point. Kind of slow right now though. So Scout's trying to see where he can get over the point, but I think I'm probably just gonna be waiting for the snipers to see what picks they can get.
Yeah, definitely not as aggressive mid as they tried to play in the first round for Feila. The jump from Team Tom comes now, and he's gonna get the sniper. That's a good starter. Stan goes down as well. They can maybe do something out of this.
trying their best. They keep it to spam across. I mean, you guys trying to look behind as well, but I mean, we've got Wiz out on the rock now, so they've got all that pressure on the point. They're trying to do their best to try and deny it, but I mean, there's not enough people going down for them just yet, as someone is sort of exchanging some spam in the background. But I mean, Gimme opponent still got a lot of
Uber
pressure.
actually came out from the Gimme opponent there, which Jorge was left alone after that one. He's now trying to get out with Bartis. The counter Uber comes from TK now. He actually gets caught out by the Bartis on the cliff. He's trying to jump aggressively for that medic. Not quite gonna work out, but no one has capped the point yet after those both Ubers have been traded. Still very tentative mid right now.
Yeah, it's kind of weird to see a product mid go on this long, actually. Like, usually it's the warm tick mids that can sometimes go on for ages just because of, like, the point being a bit longer. But, I mean, yeah, neither team really wanted to full commit over the point. I mean, Rout was kind of doing it a bit earlier on the demo class, but, I mean, he's coming back in now after his respawn. Gets a nice pipe to the demo there. Stan goes down quite low. Gonna try and pressure in over the point with his team. Scout's trying to cap the point as well, but still no cap confirmed.
Yeah, TK was doing really good damage, but they were trying to pressure there without a sniper, and Wizard only comes out now. Oh, and Zara is dead. Yerkas gets that kill and gets the demo as well with the revolver. So I think that play pretty much seals it, and that's the cap for Gimme opponent.
Yeah, Jorge playing smartly back there in main. You've seen that soldier bomb in. Going to be holding the S key, just avoiding that damage. So he does have 100% behind the rock right now. As it's going to be sort of sitting pretty. You have to sort of see if they're going to have stack in at all here on the side of Feila, but so far it's going to be maybe. I mean, they're not really regrouping on cliff just yet. It seems to be going through main, but you have to see if they try and go for a bit of a force. Heavy's trying to peek on the point now. They have a lot of space. They're actually quite a passive Gimme opponent at the moment.
Yeah, they can probably get some space here, but I think they still have to respect Singen a little bit. Piaka was picking pretty aggressively, but a lot of damage comes out from TK though, I think. And but yeah, Stingen eventually gets a kill, but the force does happen. Or if it was a force or an aggressive mover, they're getting onto the enemy cliff, at least Lancer here. But not much is happening out of this except, you know, retaining the capture there.
Well, somewhere in the Uber, I don't think it was like immediately obvious there, but apparently Zara died. He's not sure whether that was still actually a pick class. But they managed to get the medic, so I mean, Uber ended up being worth there, apparently. Going down quite low though, the demo stand getting shot quite a lot there, but Unforgiving going to have to try to deal with this sniper on this fence side, jumps over
Very
the
clever
fence to shoot him. Big play from him, so they don't have to worry about getting their headshot off right now. They're going to be walking forwards a bit here.
Yeah, well, they have no pick classes on Gimme opponent's side. Gordon is trying so hard to pressure the point, but he just gets blown to pieces by Stan. And now TK is starting to get some pressure. He actually does get Stan. They can probably get more forward out of this. No Uber yet.
I'm gonna try and I'm giving them 1 health.
Yeah,
actually.
it gets used from Envision.
They get forced out though now. They're in a pretty safe position. Gonna maybe think about counter using. They haven't got their scalp for this push though, so maybe they just do demo Uber in. They're kind of far out.
TK is definitely walking in on this. He's gonna try and chase Jorge again, but Jorge is very slippery. It's difficult to pull that kind of stuff on him.
Yeah, he's also like coming from a mile away and manages to sort of kite that one out. Flank's not coming in at the same time there, so only having to run away from one person makes it very easy. As Stan going down very low, does manage to go down there actually to some full damage, so it's good to lay their push in here, but they have lost a lot of people, including the sniper on the side of Feila.
Yeah, the one thing that Feila did gain out of that was also some cap time, which now Gimme opponent is trying to deny, and they're getting people on point. Piaka. Oh, Zara gets super low there. I don't really know what bomber. I think it was a Yerka's attempt, maybe. But yeah, catching a little bit of damage there. But yeah, Invision recaptured, and they're trying to push onto the point immediately here.
Yeah, they've got 3 picks. They've actually got a heavy and a demo down on the side of Gimme opponent, but they don't care. They're going to be just holding W with the scout, it seems. But I don't think Lander's going to be able to find much there. Getting denied by the mini. Sergio doing his best to just try and airblast them back here with all the projectiles coming in. But they're going to be managing to cap this out, it feels like. And they've still got 100%. Some ideal push there, managing to get the point without having to use Uber.
Yeah, it looks like Feila has a chance of getting quite a bit of time on the board right now. They have Yergas behind to be worried about. He's gonna go on with that. Oh, the heals! The heals saved him there.
Yeah, close call there. Gonna be able to deny the things coming in here, but I say that demo comes in, Stan with a huge amount of damage behind the rock. Gonna be getting that force onto Zara, and the side of Gimme opponent gonna be wisely backing out here, avoiding that damage from the Uber. However, they do lose 3 because of that stack, so let's just wait for those spawns to come in, and we'll see if they try and dry push this back in.
Yeah, I think right now Feila needs to really hold on to their bodies and not lose any more people. TK and the rest of the combo have a good chance of denying a lot of people here. As now full Uber for Envision, they're going to walk in. Stan is going to
Ooh.
aggressively bomb. Well, kind of denied. It felt a little bit, but Yerkes is behind. Oh, again,
That was
very
close.
close on Zara. Just
Yeah.
getting some close calls here.
Many revolver shots hit there, but unfortunately not managing to find it. I feel like the aggression could have actually been a bit more from Gimme opponent there. I don't feel like they went as W as they've been known to, but a bit more of reserve, just sort of capping out the point play there. As DKC is going to try and find some people in main, and he gets so much damage down with the help of Lanza as well, so the flank coming in big there.
Is finding kills too. He got the med and the sniper there. And looks like it's in overtime and it's going to be 2-0 coming to Gimme opponents. I think maybe they realized amid this round that maybe they were being a little bit too overconfident in the first round and now they're adjusting accordingly.
Yeah, finding the mojo, maybe not warmed up, who knows. I mean, some people don't warm up for the UGC games, maybe they just took that first round to just sort of change the pace of it. Well, they still won it, but either way, next mid is underway. Got Stander spamming through main here to start this off, but
yeah, extremely aggressive rollout there from Stan and Lazar.
Yeah, he just spamming across the point. Almost managed to catch those pipes, but Ratchskip is still on high health.
Yeah,
Gimme goes down early.
catches Stan out of basically a sticky blast pack. And that's a pretty good pick that they can work off, but it's still Envision having a little bit of point time though.
Yeah, they're trying to edge the point. Not managing to cap it out though. Fong going down makes it a bit harder for him to try and cap this in since they've got the scout on the point. I'm just getting a lot of heals though from Jorge right now. It's just trying to edge them off the point. But there we go. Eventually it goes down to the side of Gimme opponent, but they lose two in return. They're getting quite weak though.
A bit of a strange exchange. With the early pick from Feila, you'd expect that they would be the ones walking across the point, but yet they lose it out. And both teams have Uber. Envision uses early, which is pretty surprising. They should be able to be denied and counter Uber. Now TK is trying to jump in. He's getting some good damage.
Oof.
Not quite though. They're able to get out. Stan does die, but it's going to be a cap for Feila. At least there's that.
Yeah, Tim managed to find a bit of damage there, but unfortunately no closure really. I mean, they got the demo, so delay Stan coming back in here, but we've got a stab actually coming out onto the flank there. So no flank for Feila right now, so it opens up a bit of space for Gimme opponents to start walking in here. There's three already. Lanza is holding W through his connector side, and there we go. The bomb comes in through main. No
Lanza
fear on
has
the flank.
no fear. Yeah.
Jeez, holding the W key in there opens up a lot of space, and the med's gonna have to back out. It goes down. Oh, no.
Oh yeah, Yerkes with the decloak. He's certainly very confident in the revolver today.
Yeah, like I've not seen Yerkes play much actually, and yeah, so far he's showing that whole good he is with the revolver and his positioning with these, especially with the sacks in and the aggression. So pretty well played by him so far, and so many dead right now for Feila, as they just need to try and regroup here with the spawn wave, I think, and it's still 100% for Jorge at the moment.
Yeah, with Feila having to wait for their spawns after that big sack wave, and now they're trying to get back into Cliff, which Stan is spamming from that angle that everyone knows at this point. And yeah, still very aggressive from Envision. It's gonna be difficult for Piaka and the rest of them behind him to get in, but they do get Lazar finally caught out on his aggression. And teamed him with the bomb. It's gonna get the force out of Jorge. Well played.
Yeah, bit complacent position on the point. This is usually why you don't really find teams on the point. They're either aggro holding or just passive. But yeah, Tim managing to thread the needle there. No one really managed to shoot him, so managed to get that force off. But they need to try and use something with this advantage now. I mean, they used Fong. He just died straight up to the demo there.
Pushed so far back into their own spawn, even though they have huge advantage. It's kind of awkward. They might have to use early, but they are getting into Cliff. And Wizard has some position on China, trying to now find people to snipe. Doesn't quite get that one, but he will get Stingen.
Okay, well this definitely opens up some space for them. We're walking over the point right now. They're trying to maybe get this without using, which is the ideal situation. Got Barthas just trying to spam them from the cliff here, but he'll be just getting some arrows on the point as T-board and as he's there blasting some rockets away, and there we go. Managing to get that again without having to use Uber, so well played by them to get away with that actually.
Yeah, they just did exactly what they needed to do, just put borders on the point and try to avoid the spam as much as they can. Now it's gonna be responsible from Envision very soon because they're about to have it. They do lose Stan, however. and they might hesitate a little bit in going for this because Stingen dies as well. That's a good play from Unforgiven. He actually gets 2, gets the Pyro as well. I wish I would see a camera of that.
Yeah, imagine to get to the big plays from Unforgiven. So good to delay the push in, although Stan is back up now. Maybe thinking about gonna be taking his Uber straight in. Still got Yuga's looking in behind though. I guess found out for now, but the Uber seems to be getting traded at the moment over the point. I don't know how this is gonna go.
Yeah, it felt like basically Stan initiated that by just jumping across his but immediately gets counter-Ubered. But however, TK died in that exchange and Vision will immediately take that opportunity to get to point, and now they're trying to chase the people in bottom. Stan was thinking about it at least, but maybe Unforgiven getting in Bartis makes him think a little bit better of it. Then they just retreat a little bit to the point where they're going to try to hold now.
I feel like they play on Cliff like a lot as well, Feila, so it's kind of getting very predictable for Stan to just spam them out, and I don't know whether there's a reason to it, like whether they're trying to play on a sniper or whether they just feel a bit safer there, but if they spread out some people through Valley, it might change up some things, or maybe start going through main, who knows, but at the moment, either way, it's going to be sort of roughly even Ubers, as the point control is still on the side of Gimme opponent. They've only got a few seconds to get in here, though.
Super aggressive Uber again from Stan, and he's gonna grab Sara. Okay, it's a very aggressive demo plays from both teams, but that one actually worked.
Absolutely relentless from this man, but they lose probably more people than they bargained for, although I say that.
Yeah, only Zara and Piaka now against the world pretty much, and Piaka was trying to get onto the point, but he really didn't have time, and it's gonna be a 3-0. Ends up being a clean sweep from Gimme opponent onto Feila on this first map, and they definitely look very cohesive, very aggressive, very confident.
Yeah, and with the payload situation, it's always that thing of momentum. So if someone kind of misplays, or say an Uber tray goes more favorably for one team than the other and ends up being the offense, then sometimes they can get a bit more momentum off it than the defense would probably think that would happen. So sometimes you get these kind of just snowball effects, and they get some points for effectively free or a lot less resistance than they thought they would do. But yeah, like I said, I'll have to wait and see if they can try and pull that off. Get the focuses right. But I mean, I'm still thinking Gimme opponent, with the way they've been playing so far, have been proving themselves today. So my prediction is still pretty set on them. But yeah, just to remind anyone who might have just joined us, this is the Season 31 UGC Platinum Semifinals for Highlander, which is between Gimme opponent and Feila eSports.
Yeah, and we are in setup time right now for Upward. Gimme opponent is going to start on offense here. So far, I think we see an aggressive sentry from Honjo on tracks, which is pretty good at denying those initial bombs, but apart from that, a fairly standard setup. Let's see what Gimme opponent will do.
Yeah, that sentry's been, for the first Aqua, has been more and more popular over the years, I guess. Since sometimes they just end up going onto playground, but they can kind of just deny the people coming forwards, like a pyro or whatever first. But there we go, we're starting to move the cart up here. Got something on this left side, interestingly enough, rather than peeking out this main. But first that goes in, see where it goes. Stan goes all the way around the back, gets some damage in the mid, kind of onto the dispenser, using a bit of dispenser armor there, but not really finding much.
Yeah, it was pretty lucky that Zara was standing on top of the health pack, because I think she caught a pipe and then she was able to get healed immediately, so it was not the ideal situation for Stan, but he managed to go all the way around playground, and he's going for the same bomb again, I think.
Oh god. Let's see if he gets punished.
Can I get it this time? Oh, there's quite a bit of damage. Actually, Zara switched her is holding behind the heavy here on the stairs, so pretty clever. And so far, a fairly decent hold from Feila, avoiding the first 2 sacks without forcing.
Yeah, and they're kind of aggressive on these stairs, actually. It's just kind of like what classic Feila would do, like Joe in middle. And Stinger's not managing to find any snipes and the people peeking it just yet, but I mean, they start to Uber in here. Very late use as well from the defense. It's actually pretty good from Zara. She goes down a bit weak, but could be able to keep some players alive. However, Wizard goes down here, so... And I think they lose the sentry, so yeah, they lose the sentry, so this is not looking too favourable.
Yeah, Yeah, Pyak is holding. He was holding so far forward on the stairs that he ends up being caught out, even though he did a lot of damage there. And they lose a couple of people, and they're still trying to hold this. I think, still blocking the cart at least. But yeah, let's see.
Considering backing out? I mean, if I was them, I'd definitely be backing
Yeah,
out.
the back
here,
out is happening now. Took
Oh.
a bit longer than what I expected, but they do hold the upper here with the combo.
You're gonna be just running back down this hill now as you're still in behind, gonna be lurking around, but surprisingly even Uber's here, I suppose since neither mid died, so we've got that going as well. Jorge actually going down a bit weak. Bomb comes in from Timtum, got his conch activated, and gets a bit of a semi-force there as Stan actually goes down, so that might actually delay their push in here, as they're still having to fight this wrangled gun.
Yeah, I think I think Horror was trying to use to save Stan there maybe, but it actually didn't work out. And it looks probably full advantage for defense right now, but they lose a few players, and now they lose Wiethoofd as well. They're only with 4 up after all of this, so they have to be really careful about using this Uber, which they do now.
Interesting. Managing to, I mean, TK's trying to go for it, gets kind of thrown back down the cliff though, and not managing to find any damage into Jorge really, so not really finding any advantages there whatsoever as RGB backing out. Don't think Zora died though, so just gonna be finding someone to heal on 3 up.
They do get a few spawns, but going out to 4 spawn is not really a good idea right now, so it's gonna be the cap for Gimme opponent. 258, pretty good time so far. And Unforgiven is in position behind. He might try to go for something on Warrior here. He goes for it. Oh, the use happens, so unlucky for Unforgiven. The Uber very aggressive though. Whoever gets pushed around might not be the best Uber. Yeah, gets completely knocked into oblivion. With that shot helps a little bit.
That Uber from Gimme opponent was kind of lazy, not gonna lie. I feel like they kind of maybe could have got some better people in there, like maybe just transferred Lanza from the cart into the push, or kind of took a bit more of a wide berth on the corner, maybe spammed out the pyro a bit. But either way, they're gonna be getting blown into the air and thrown back as not being able to heal the people he wanted to there because of that. And
yeah, they gave a pretty big advantage to Feila right now, as Yurkaz is on Deadbringer, actually manages to cross with it, with that extra speed boost. He's probably gonna hang back there until they push. He has the Enforcer too, that's really good at taking down Wrangled sentries, so it could be interesting, and Stingang gets a pick too.
Yeah, trying to find some opening space here as trying to pick Stingang in, gonna be pushing that cart up very slowly. Not the final ramp just yet though, so they need to try and find some more space, but they are trying to maybe go for the gun here before they push in. Got Barthas in his side house.
Yeah, Yurkaz is shooting it with the Enforcer, but just about staying up, not quite enough distraction from the front.
Maybe could have done with a bit of a bomb in there, or maybe go for the close up, but probably wasn't comfortable doing that. But I mean, either way, Feila so far doing a really good job of actually denying this third push, got a decent hold going. Wizat manages to get Stingang as well. DKZ's managed to try and get under him, maybe go for a bit of a bomb now. But either way, the Uber comes out and they get traded. Dem is trying to shoot the side house, but not much aggression. They're all going to be backing out so much damage coming out of DK.
Yeah, Pyak also dropped pretty low, but he's going to be able to get himself healed. There is very aggressive Barthas on flank. He's gonna get pressured by Tintum and Bordon there, and they're going to get the kill together. Some card time is getting taken in the middle of all of this, but not quite enough, and that ramp where the cart rolls down is very unforgiving. Even Jorge himself is trying to help the cart going up there a little bit. So far, actually a pretty good third hold from Feila.
Yeah, very aggressive positioning coming out, although I was going to say, yeah, the counter bomb comes in from Tim. Going to be getting blown up pretty quickly, though. Level some hit scan damage, but we've got a Barth is kind of aggressive here. He's trying to hold off the remaining players on Feila eSports coming in, but they push them out this elbow area importantly. The Uber comes in straight in from Lanza.
Sara doesn't have there, and they're getting completely wiped here. It's just Ponjo is trying to get the sentry, and last TK was defending himself in spawn. Just about gets out.
Oh god, and the NG dies really late as well, so this is not great for their defense. Not able to get another level 3 being built, and DQZ being really annoying as well in this top area. TK going down a bit low as well, but managed to cap out this third point. You have to see if they can take this momentum into this top area. They have 100% in the Uber as well, so we'll have to see if they just try and W key straight into the spawn actually with this.
Yeah, right now Feila doesn't have a lot of options, but they did get a lot of spawns, so they're probably able to hold this passively from their spawn, as in Gimme opponent has already taken tiles, and they're now trying to get parties to pick a little bit and get damage. Uber got used in that scenario and gets cleaned up quite a bit. That passive hold in spawn, like, people don't really give it enough respect, but it does work.
Yeah, like, I don't know, it's kind of weird because they used, but then, like, they had the scout and the NG, with the two people that should be on cart, in the push as well. Like, I don't know, that's kind of just for the meme, but they came in, they didn't have much cart time while Uber was going on. I mean, they're getting some cart time now, but interestingly enough, though, the NG with minis is actually coming up into the tiles area. They managed to do a defensive Uber with a bit of a force there, maybe to just save the demo, but
Borden
yeah,
might
not
try
much
to
to
catch them, and a little bit too hurt, and DQZ was under at the worst possible time for Borden, and does pick up that kill. So again, giving up a lot of picks to try and regain tiles. I see a lot of teams making this mistake. Sometimes it's just not worth it to try and go back up there unless you have like full advantage and a wipe.
yeah, now stands up here. Everyone's kind of just gone away now from the defense as players opting for again a more passive hold. But Wizard is alive, importantly. They're going to be just trying to snipe people from the balconies, unlikely. But again, this 100% again. Maybe trying to take this in with Lanza. Lanza's already in this push though. Maybe trying to find a sniper here. Gets the sniper, so I don't know. They're getting some call time as well, importantly here with a few people. Demo goes down. Lanza doesn't even care. He's just holding W. And it's absolute chaos in the spawn right now as everyone goes down and the Uber gets used.
Yeah, I felt like a couple of those pushes were a little bit complacent from Envision. Wait, can you see what the time was? I think there's something with... Oh yeah, there's 7:55. Yeah, fairly average time for the most part. Not too good, not too bad.
Yeah, that time was interesting because like I feel like that would have been a lot less if it wasn't for that third hold. So, like they got a good like 3.5 minutes out of that third hold alone. So I don't know, maybe we'll have to see if Gimme opponent kick themselves for delaying that a bit. But either way, I'm pretty sure they'll be comfortable taking that as a time.
Yeah, I would say that Gimme opponent had a couple of somewhat sloppy pushes, and then Feila's biggest mistake was probably on last, feeding a little bit too many people out of sync, and not quite having a full hold on it, apart from the somewhat panic passive pushes on last, which I think maybe they should have committed a little bit more to that, and it might have given a bit more time, but still, this is winnable for both sides. Let's see what happens.
There's be 5 seconds from setup, so I'll have to see if they can kind of counter this time. It's going to be about 8 minutes for Gimme opponents to try and cap all the points here. As starting off at the moment, just going to push that cart in very slowly. Got time steal on it already. Got the mini going down in the offense, but I think that's just going to be sitting on this playground area. A lot of early aggression coming into this one side though, as they try and maybe give it the gun early here.
Well, it's... I think they're just trying to roll the cart along and maybe not necessarily going for that much of a sack, just trying to go for an early trade or something. Sometimes teams go for it, but yeah, so far the little bit of aggression they've had has been denied, and they probably gonna have to regroup a little bit here.
Yeah, it's starting to be a bit out of sync now. Combo comes in, but the thing is, like, I don't think their med's out yet. Like, they're trying to push this as if their med's out, but isn't out, so I'm not sure how comfortable they're going to be pushing in here. They're starting to get some heals out now, but I think they need to do another stack wave. Again, there we go, TK goes in. Imagine to get the sniper there, actually, that's a big pick.
Yeah, that was a very difficult angle for a pipe, but he does get it, and I think, well, there was quite a few players on the process, but yeah, I don't know if the teleporter has been taken down, but there's a chance that that pick they got on Sting, and as he respawns, won't be for much.
Yeah, it's like all they needed to do was like live and like from TK's pick, and then maybe you could have played around the sniper, but that's just entirely gone now, unfortunately. And they've still got the Sentry to deal with as well, and this Uber. So, I don't know whether they want to stack from there. They're going to be straight in. Oh god, this is not going to go well.
Yeah, very, very early. Versu has plenty of time to just walk into them and, well, force Sarah in a position where she pretty much has to get body shot by Singen.
Yeah, like, this is the thing, like, they need to be thinking about the post-Uber fight, and they just were not thinking about the post-Uber fight there. Zara getting caught out. I mean, Stinghand's going to be sniping away still on this top area with Jorge building his Uber once again. But Wizard does have some space here. Gonna be trying to take that 1v1.
He got Stan just now. That could be... Oh, gets Stinghand as well. Wizard might just buy them the opening here. And yeah, the Wind Vision is getting out of here. There should be Tertius still Sayden gets the kill on and Yerkas gets the stab on Zara amid that distraction. So I guess Tertius going in was intentional.
Yeah, like Yerkas doing a really big play there, managed to get that medic, so gonna be big advantage once again for Jorge. But I mean, they're thinking about coming back in here just because of that, because of the picks they got. But I mean, they're very weak on the cart. I'm not sure whether they want to full commit for this, and Stingan is still alive, or we just come back in now. So maybe they could fight this back in. Who knows?
Yeah, they forced the pick onto Wizard just out of all that spam. But Zara is dead as well. Just so much aggression. I mean, they're pretty much walking back into first almost. But now they're backing out a little bit now. After they got the pick they needed, they're going to still be holding second aggressively, which can be a very strong hold if you have the right bodies for it.
Yeah, and we're still going down as well. They're not really feeling comfortable peeking that hillside, which is fair enough. So either way, still got this, still got a slight ad here, even with Zara going down. And I think he's in the Uber there a bit, but Both is on this side, so Zara goes down again.
Singing.
Relentless.
Yeah, Envision's just going for the really aggressive hold, and it's paying off because I think it's really catching Feila out here.
Yeah, they're trying to just down this hill push, but without your medic, it's so difficult. Like, you know, Wiethoofd doesn't have the heals here. You're gonna fight into a sentry as well that like your demo's not even able to shoot because he hasn't got the space. So again, they got to regroup. And time's slowly ticking down as well. They've only got 4 minutes for all the rest of these points, but they're trying to maybe do something for tunnel. But they're going through tunnel when they're fighting into an ads. I don't know how this is gonna go.
They do get parties though, and they do get a force. So if they just get their med out of there, okay. Borden does a pretty good job of denying it, even though he kills himself with the reflect pipe, which happens all the time to Pyres because of all that increased self-damage, but he did the job in denying pretty much. They're gonna have advantage for this, even though it's like a 40% one, but it's still pretty good.
Yeah, true. Just trusted long enough, and yeah, like I said, I've got this advantage, so maybe can make it work on the hillside. But you know, A6 is gonna still there. Like I don't know whether they should just maybe just go through the tunnel and like go from underneath them with this Uber. Like I feel like the side Uber here is not really worth it as opposed to like the main tunnel Uber. Probably just wrap behind the engine here, but either way, they're trying to do their best. They've already lost 4 though. Like in this push.
And they only kill parties and the sentry. Still, they're getting some space in. TK is super aggressive. He's just walking into Tercio and died almost more of self damage than Yerkas' shot there.
Yeah, now Stan's gonna be sticking up the cart pretty easily as well, so... And they've got this 100% to deal with still, just now that Jorge's come up to this Uber, so... More and more obstacles, it seems, for Feila to try and take the second point, and this is only the second point, and they've wasted so much time here, Gimme opponent, doing a really good job of defending so far, overextending a mega amount, and still trying to deal with the gun, but here we go, Uber gets pushed out.
Yeah, using with advantage, Zara doesn't have, but I think she's going to be able to get out of this one. But still, yeah, more time has been wasted. And they're going to need a little bit of a regroup Feila do before they can get back in on this.
Oh, Tim behind? Oh, it doesn't find the demo.
Not quite.
Unfortunate. Yes. I thought he was going to get the
Bartis was pretty much coming out of spawn. I think he did a lot of the damage there. And okay, they are gonna cap second, but they have 2 minutes to get all of this, so it's gonna be a pretty tense situation now for the end. By the way, I was told that this map is being played as a best of 1. So yeah, if you have to win here or you're done.
Well, there we go. It is literally a do or die moment. I mean, it is doable, but they need times 3 on it like the whole way.
That was a bit of a force. I'm not sure exactly where it came from. TK is trying to go in, gets air blasted. Tertius is using that mouse 2 button. Unforgiven is trying to gain an entrance here. Does get the engine, does get the demo. Gets air blasted before he can kill anyone else. That's an opening though. They can maybe try to do something with this still.
Yeah, they're 4 down, like they've only just got spawns, 5 down mate that since Timson gets Lanza there, so bit of an extension coming out here from Gimme opponent, but I mean it's a minute left, like, I don't know whether they even like care that much at this point, but Barfers is still in this side area. Tim bombs straight into him and dies. They're just not taking his patient on the cart, they need more help here, like Borden's probably doing the right thing here, trying to push the cart, but I don't know, they just need this pressure to come up the ramp, they've still got this Uber to deal with as well, like before he never dies, Unforgiven goes for another stab here, maybe trying to find him, gets air blasted again, so struggling so much here.
Yeah, Bart is having a 1v1 with Fong in the fight.
God.
Oh, Jersey with the double! The air blast.
Big.
And yeah, Team Tom is gonna feel pretty bad after that one, I think. And it looks like that aggressive Uber now is... Oh, and although Stan does lose his life on the pit. But it seems that they have bought enough time to win this at this point. They should have a rather gimme opponent. Fong is fighting with 1 health, but... Like, they had the opportunity to get something done there, but I think they were being a little bit panicky and not quite organized, which is understandable for a team playing with a lot of mercs right now.
Yeah, it's kind of a shame, really, because like you have these opportunities, especially when they're a lot down, and then people just start going in one by one, a bit out of sync, and then it just leads to the defense kind of just playing into the gun, playing into the heels, and going off that. So really well played by Gimme opponents.
And I believe that's the end of the match. So it's gonna be Gimme opponent advancing to the finals of UGC Platinum.
There we go, Gimme opponent. You're winning that one out, but we're going to wrap this one up. Like I said, we're moving into the grand finals, so stick around to see the grand finals on Critscast, which will be happening next week, more than likely. Probably on the Monday, since it is UGC Day, so make sure you keep your eyes peeled for that. But for today, I've been joined by 4HP on the co-hosting bench and Wiethoofd on the production. My name has been Buck, and we will see you again next time. Goodbye.
Hi, old beaver! Away!